All right. So, good evening, one and all, and welcome to another episode of Sports Show, where we discuss everything and anything sport. I am your host, founder, owner, and director of Andrew Sport and Entertainment Consultancy, the Akil Samuel. And we have a wonderful treat for you this evening with Sports Shop, where we discuss everything and anything sport. So, for those of you joining us for the first time, welcome. And this is me saying to you all what Sports Shop is about. Now, for those of you who don't know, Sports Shop is a show that is dedicated to discussing the different attributes and different aspects of sport, whether it be locally in Trinidad and Tobago, whether it be regionally or internationally. Okay? So with that, we get to see a different aspect of sport throughout the world. So it's not just Trinidad and Tobago alone. So that is what we want to do. We want to diversify as much as possible what sport is and what it means to us here in Trinidad and Tobago as we grow in sport and understand that yes, we have sport fans, but we want to make sport, the entirety of sport, a culture in itself. Okay? So enough of me talking. Let me see if I can get my guest inside. And we shall begin. So we can get the guest in and we'll move forward from there. So, yeah, so good evening to those in Trinidad and Tobago, and good afternoon to our international audience. Welcome to Sports Shop, and our guest for this afternoon slash this evening is Miss Kate Clement. Clement or Clements?
Clements.
Clements.
Yeah.
Right. So she hails from Canada, and as I stated before, this is a program designed to showcase the different aspects of sport throughout the world. Right? This is why this program was created, and I have already spoken to somebody, well, a few persons from Canada, and one being Jerome Cody. So
Yeah, he's my training partner.
he's a training partner. Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
See, look how small the world is. How small the world is.
Yeah.
Literally. So enough of me talking. No one didn't come here to hear me speak. Right? So I'll leave the floor open to you. And the first question I'm going to ask you is hold on, Mr. Matthew. We will invite people in just now. Hold on. We now start. We've now begun. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, so I'm Kate. I guess my fight name is Kate the Great. I've been training in Muay Thai for about 12 years now, I think. I made my professional debut last June. Since then, I've won 2 professional Canadian titles, the WBC title. So that's pretty cool. I think I have about 15 fights total. I fought this last weekend, last Saturday for a Pan American title and won that against America. Yeah.
Yeah. So okay, I'll come back to that Pan American because the mind quickly diverted to that. And so 12 years. So how has the journey been thus far?
It's been pretty up and down. I would say I started when I was 13 or 14. Um,
Mm-hmm.
so back then there wasn't a whole bunch of girls, especially my age, competing. So I kind of went long gaps between fighting. Um, and then I won a couple junior titles when I was younger, so that was good. Took a little bit of a break when I started university, just to focus on studying, and then kind of post COVID was when everything picked up for me. I started training really closely with like Cody, who you talked to a little while ago, and Connor Derry, who's my coach or one of my main coaches, and Brad Wall. And then yeah, kind of since COVID, I've been fighting 3 or 4 times a year, which has been really nice.
Yeah,
Picked
that's
up the
quite
pace a little
good.
bit, yeah.
That is exceptional, my
hmm
dear. 3 or 4 fights a year at
Yeah,
the
so
pro
I've been
level.
busy. Yeah.
That is very good.
hmm
Most pro fighters, even when they now start, they don't do that.
No.
3 or that's good.
Yeah, so it's
Again, a clap
nice
for
going.
that.
Thanks. Yeah,
Yeah, a clap
it's
for
nice
that.
going from like one fight a year kind of thing to yeah, now one every couple
Yeah,
months,
so
which is
that's good. So
hmm
look at that. It's literally a small world. Although we are so many miles apart, yeah, some of
yeah.
the names you mentioned there, Jerome, Mr. Jerome,
Yeah.
Roddy Brickwall. I spoke to him as well. I didn't even know that you all existed
Yeah.
in the
Yeah,
same
we're
circle.
at the same gym. That's funny.
All right, cool. So, seeing that you have now gotten the 2 championships,
hmm
right? How was the process going into those fights?
Um, the first one was kind of interesting. It was my pro debut for the first one. And I actually fought a really good friend of mine. We're like ex-training partners before I moved cities. So yeah, so we've been friends for quite a while, like I'd say 6 years probably. So that was kind of interesting. It was more of like a tougher mental fight, I'd say, almost than physical, going in against a good friend. But yeah, then I won that one, so that was good. And then I defended it again last June against a really skilled girl, Amber Berg, who's been around for a while. That fight was good. It was kind of nice not fighting a friend. It was also the first fight that I did, like I cut her open. So that was a first too. Like she got stitches after.
So,
Um, so like in a really twisted way, that was kind of cool.
no, no, no. I understand. I understand. Coming from a martial arts
Yeah.
background myself, it it seems weird to persons when you punch somebody in the face and you see them drop and you're just
Yeah.
you're so nonchalant or normal about it. There's like, yeah, it happens. It
Yeah. Yeah,
happens.
it was a bloody one, but it was good.
It's a contact sport.
Yeah,
It's a full
exactly.
it's a let me rephrase that.
hmm
It's a full contact sport.
Yeah.
So expect things like that. So seeing that you are now the WBC but
Bantamweight, yeah.
bantamweight Canadian champion,
Yeah.
how how does that match you up against the other Muay Thai fighters in Canada and the rest of the world in your weight class?
Uh, so because I'm the Canadian champ, that means I'm number one in Canada for my weight class. Um, yeah. And then I guess in terms of world ranks, I just checked the other day actually, and I'm ranked number 13 in the world under WBC, so pretty high up there, which is crazy.
Very good.
Yeah.
A top
So
15
that
ranking, that is very good.
yeah. Yeah, it's kind of cool. It's kind of unexpected. So yeah, it's nice to
It's
see
all
all
right.
the hard work's paying off.
Yes, yes, most definitely. So, what are some of the interesting places you would like to travel now that you are a champion to fight?
Um, Definitely Thailand. I went to Thailand back in 2018 for like a month to just kind of train. But yeah, I definitely want to go back to Thailand for a while to fight, and then anywhere in Europe. I think would be cool.
Muay Thai circuit and Muay Thai and kickboxing circuit is
Hmm.
really huge.
Yeah.
Um,
So.
Seeing that you spoke earlier about not having many females to fight when you were coming up in
Hmm.
the early. Now that you are a champion, what has changed for women in the Muay Thai diaspora in Canada?
Um,
From what you've seen,
yeah.
from your perspective.
Well, it's definitely starting to get a lot more popular, which is nice. Like even looking at my gym, sometimes there'll be more girls than guys in the classes, which is really cool. There's also a lot of younger girls starting to compete, which is nice. So the sport kind of overall is really starting to grow in terms of like females doing it. And there's a lot of female fighters now too, up and coming, especially in Canada. So yeah, that's really nice to see that there's just a lot of female talent coming now, starting to get popular with women. Yeah.
All right. So that's good. I am happy to see it as well that the powers that may be is really encouraging a lot of young girls and females,
Hmm.
not just in your country, but in my country of Trinidad and Tobago, with a population of 1.5 million. That's like a thimble
Hmm.
in the population compared to Canada. But we get to see the effort that is being made, and I am proud of that. Um, Seeing that you are now the WBC Muay Thai Bantamweight champion, how has that changed or impacted your life now?
Um, well, I think it's definitely got my name out there a little more. Like some of the bigger promotions are kind of starting to reach out, hopefully. So we're hopefully trying to line up some international fights. Like just because the WBC is such a big title, um, yeah, it kind of means a little bit more than some of the other titles that I have. Got me world ranked winning it, so that's cool. Um, yeah, and then just I think getting my name out there. Um, yeah,
Right, guys.
bigger
So
fights,
this,
basically.
yes, most definitely. This is Sports Shop. This is an Andrew Sport and Entertainment Consultancy production hosted by myself, Aki Samuel, and we are talking Muay Thai with the WBC Bantamweight Women's Canadian Champion. So moving forward, Miss Clement. Now that you have become champion, what are some of the major promotions you would enjoy fighting for?
There's one out in New York, called Warriors Cup that I really want to get on. I mean, one championship is always the end goal, of
Why not?
course, obviously, but I think that one's a little farther off. I need some bigger fights before we get there. But yeah, one's the end goal. Warriors Cup in New York, and then just any of the bigger promotions kind of out in Europe.
Okay, so you fought on the Muay Thai World Cup already.
Yeah, yeah, I fought
Oh,
on Muay Thai World Cup 4 times now, I think.
oh, that's good, man.
Yeah,
Yeah,
or three,
I'm
3 or 4 times.
trying to get in talks with the persons in my country to see what we can do. But
Hmm.
you know what it is? They ought to keep knocking at that door. Eventually,
Yeah, no,
they would open.
it's a good promotion. So Kieran's
Hey,
doing good things for the sport.
from the research I've done, I've seen what they are doing up there in North America, and I'm impressed. But as I
Mhm.
said, down here, I just have to keep knocking the door.
Yeah,
Eventually, they'll
exactly.
answer.
Yeah.
They'll answer. Um. So, Miss the champ, Kate the Great. Who are some of your role models when it comes to Muay Thai?
Um, Growing up, I always looked up to George St. Pierre, like UFC fighter. Um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, he was just such a, I don't know, stand-up guy, good fighter, Canadian, out of Montreal. So that was cool. Now I think I'd say some of the Americans, like Janet Todd and Jackie Bunten, they're just incredible fighters. So definitely looked up to them. Yeah, pretty much most of the girls in one, Stamp Fairtex, Supergirl, all those guys too.
Just one championship athletes.
Terrifying.
That's good. They're on a different platform, man.
Yeah, no,
Just
they are for sure.
just a little sidebar. I'm a karateka as well, and just recently I entered a tournament. But I'm not. I'm nowhere near fit as I'm supposed to be. But the fact I just went out there and experienced and did well, I'm
Yeah.
happy.